Today's video is a complete guide on how to hit 1200. I'm going to be going over a game. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told a good friend of mine to hit 1200. He was 1100, and a couple hours after I told him this thing, his rating literally went to 1200. So I don't want to waste your time. Let's just get straight into it. Before this video starts, I do want to say there is a new purpose around this YouTube channel, and it's completely dedicated to chess improvement, fast chess improvement. I want this channel to produce the most amount of Grandmasters ever, and they may laugh at us, the guys who spend the whole day writing stuff in the chess.com forums, writing rubbish on YouTube, you know, the guys who spend 6 hours a day playing Bullet and write Pogu, but our methods here on this channel will remain superior. I promise you. So I'm very excited for this. So let's just get you to a high rating as fast as possible. So Ellis has the white pieces, his opponent has the black pieces, and he opens up with the move e4. We see c5 and knight f3. We see d6 and d4. And this is known as the open Sicilian. If c5 is Sicilian, this is the open Sicilian because you open up the board. Pretty standard stuff. We see cd4, knight d4, and now knight c6. Okay, knight c6, we see knight c3, and I mean, we could perfectly transpose with knight f6, and we do, knight f6. Anyway, we see the move knight c6 and bc6, and I said to Ellis here, I said, look, bro, your knight here is an asset. Your knight here can hop to the b5 square, it can hop to the f5 square, it's in the center of the board, it's posted looking like an octopus, because, you know, octopus, 8 limbs. I said, look, you do not want to relinquish control of this knight without your opponent at least prompting you to. So I said knight c6, you got to cut this stuff out. So we see the move knight c6, we see bc6 and bishop g5. This bishop slides out, and queen a5. Black already questions his bishop. And now the next move, I got annoyed at Ellis, and if you're watching this, and maybe you are watching this, and you're someone who's dedicated to the chess improvement, dedicated to improvement in other realms of life. So I like to go about on this channel a lot. I'm very much in the beginner stage of that, by the way. I do not pretend to be a master. I am complete beginner. And with chess, I can help you a lot, and I want to make this YouTube channel completely free, completely amazing. I said to him, look, he played the move bishop f6. I said, bro, you have to value your bishop pair as almost gold. I see these as golden katanas because they slice. You have to value your bishop pair as it's worth 9 pieces. You literally have to have the mindset that your 2 bishops is worth a queen, especially if your opponent's got 2 knights. Obviously, there are going to be times when you just can't do this. But your bishop pair, you do not really want to do this. I mean, doubling pawns, rarely is it going to be good because now your opponent's got 2 bishops. So I think having the mindset of your 2 bishops are extremely valuable is going to really help you with your chess. The reason for that is just 2 bishops with an open position, use the strategy corrects, you're just going to have great games. So after queen a5, we see knight, bishop f6, ef6. I would only take if you got a superior strategic advantage in so doing it, or you'd win material. Those are the only 2 times I would ever do that. So we see with bishop e2, we see bishop e6, the bishop slides in, we see castles. Queen e5 now, typical kind of 1100 move. Let me just make sure with the engines. Yeah, it is kind of a typical 1100 move. Because, like, I mean, what are you really doing here? It's like your queen sliding there, you've got your arm. I mean, maybe he's trying to push d5. That is in black's interest, as black has the isolated pawn slightly back. I mean, not really backwards, but almost hanging to a degree. So you do want to kind of open this up. You got the double pawns here. I would be thinking about the strategy here like that. That's why I told Ellis. I said, look, in order to find the best move, you got to know what your opponent's weaknesses are. How are you going to find a good middle game plan if you don't even know what you're operating with? A massive easy way to find a middle game plan is to find your opponent's weaknesses, find your weaknesses, try to eliminate your weaknesses, and target your opponent's weaknesses. So Ellis played the move f4, which I said to him was a bit rash. It now creates long-term damage on this diagonal. We see the move queen c5 check, as king h1, and now bishop e7 as bishop slides in. Now f5, so he's creating this. And after bishop c4, I said to Ellis, is it good? I'm going to let you pause the video here, actually. Try get involved. Try find the best move. So the best move here is bishop c4. The move bishop, and the reason for this is there's a clear strategic reason. See how white's pawns are on this, see how white's pawns are kind of blocking this bishop in? I mean, where's this bishop even going? This bishop pretty much doesn't have much of a future on the board, so you may as well just exchange it, especially because you've got the knight, so you can go takes, and you're going to go into a knight. That's a bishop middle game, which means you're going to have to close up the position, and then you want to play against your opponent's dark squared bishop. Notice how it's quite trapped in, so black wants to open it up. That's your strategy now. You can only really realize that if you go. I mean, what I've been doing recently is that I've been going. Oh, okay, cool. So I've got a knight. He's got a bishop. Cool. Knight does bishop middle game. Let's get going. Easy stuff like that. We see the move queen f3. Castles are now b3. So Ellis just. I didn't like this move. I said to him, "You're weakening these dark squares. No need to do this. You can focus on this side of the board, but I don't think there's much of a need to play a move like b3. We see queen a6 now, and now h4, so Ellis just using his pawn to get the board. We see h6. Now knight e2, the best move is, the hardest move to find, I think, as Vasily Ivanchuk said, is finding the move with the knight back. Maybe the forum keyboard warriors, they might disagree, but we'll let their rating stay stagnant for years on ends. So after knight e2, we see the move c5, and which c5 I said to Ellis is a complete critical blunder. First of all, if you've got a dark squared bishop, you want your pawns on light squares. So this move c5, unfortunately, I mean, I've done this before. The only reason why I can kind of sit here, rapid firing, telling you all of this and this is because I've just stuffed it up, and lots of the stuff I say is going to be wrong. Lots of the stuff I say is just from experience. All I'm really talking about is what's got me to 2000 elo. But what I've really learned is that when you've got put two pawns here and you've got the bishop, well, it's just closed it down, which you don't want. And you definitely don't need to be a genius. Like Hikaru Nakamura likes to say, you don't need to be a genius to be good at chess. I'm definitely a living example of that. So after the move c5, we see c4. Ellis just trying to close that down. I did like this move. It's a shame though that these dark squares are quite weak. Which I mean, it'd be easy for me to say if white had a dark squared bishop, but if white had a dark squared bishop here, maybe there was a light squared bishop. I think that would be great for white. Great for white, yeah, because control of the dark squares, the bishop pair is quite locked in. It'd be hard for him to break. So yeah, c4, good move. We see g6 now, and now knight f4, nice move. We see g5, and now I mean, I'm not sure if I gave away the move. Try pause the video and find a great move. So if you did pause the video and you did find it, congratulations. It is not knight h5. It's actually queen h5 with the idea of coming in here. And if takes, you just go, I think, no, rook f4, king h7. So you got to go check first, and then you got this. Like I was just saying, if you were to take here, then this, and then, that's so unfortunate, man. So going back a bit, queen h5 was missed. We see knight h5 instead, and after knight h5, I believe king h7 was played. hg5 should be played, but fg5 is played, which allows this move f6. Bishop d8, and now queen f5 check. We see king g8, so king h8. And now Ellis played the move rook f3, seemingly innocuous move. It's not a major problem, but, you know, it does allow queen c8, and now you've got to go to d5 because you can't allow an exchange if you want to keep this attack alive. And queen c8, black's down in positional. Black's positional position is pretty dead, so he needs to do this. We see the move queen g4, and that's a mouselet. So yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Queen g4, yeah, it's just a mouselet, but well played by Ellis. And anyway, after queen g4 takes, and you know, the game went on, but it's pretty much over. So anyway, thank you for your time and attention. This is greatly appreciated. If you do want to join the Meister Chess School, there is a link in the description. Not an awful amount of slots left. You can go check out the testimonials. Let me know what you think of the new setup, by the way. I mean, let me know in the comments what I'm doing wrong. I mean, I definitely need, you know, feedback. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what I'm doing right, so I can just make better videos. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a good day.